Happy New Year to everyone. I want to talk about a guy that's been on my radar before the 24th of February 2022, the guy that's been worrying me. Well, not really worrying me. What worried me is the people in the United States that listen to that guy. And actually, recently, talked to one of my friends here in Colorado Springs, American through and through, Fox News, everything, and he was quoting Scott Ritter, and he was quoting this kind of like, no. So because they asked me about the situation in Ukraine, and I was telling them, and they're like, no, wait, but Scott Ritter said, that World War III, the nuclear war, and all that. So they heard Scott Ritter on one of the reputable YouTube channels, because reputable meaning people that I used to watch. When I used to watch 10 years ago, I used to watch Fox News. I know Judge Napolitano, I know Carlson Tucker, I know all them, Bill O'Reilly, all those guys. So Napolitano, he has his own channel, and he invites Scott Ritter, and I think that's where the guy I've heard. But anyway, Scott Ritter deserves a lot more his personalized videos about everything, about his life in general. Today I just want to talk about one thing that happened yesterday, and you tell me if you want to know about Scott Ritter more. But if you look him up on YouTube, mostly it's just him saying some stuff, and it's anti-Ukrainian and anti-Israeli stuff, meaning not like anti-Israeli, but he does that on everything, basically saying, hey, we cannot support Israel, we cannot support Ukraine, because if we do that, we will face the consequences. He's been saying that from a day one after 24th of February. He was trying to scare Americans into stop helping Ukraine. It's a World War III. Stop helping Ukraine. It's the nuclear war with Russia. We don't want that. Ukraine is nothing. He's on the payroll by Russia. I mean, you just don't go for free to Russia Today, RT, or other Russian channels, and we'll see a little more here. But anyway, if you open him up on YouTube, nothing really that negative about him in English, right? People just don't talk about him, except for sex addiction. I don't know what it is, but he is a convicted pedophile, so maybe that's why. I just typed in Scott Ritter, and here's what we get, right? Why doesn't the US build helicopters like the Russian Ka-52? So he praises Russia, says America can't just do it like that. There's a picture of Putin for some reason. There's another picture of Putin when you type Scott Ritter. Iraq, me as a veteran of Iraq war, I know Scott Ritter before the 24th, because he was bashing US for a while, and started from Iraq war. But anyway, so Israeli Gaza, so he's saying that Israel is gonna lose, Israel is gonna get annihilated, Israel needs to stop, blah blah blah. So all this stuff. Will Hamas ever surrender? Ukraine now trapped. And this so this Asian girls, they kind of reposting him for some reason. I don't know why. So if you look here, so that's Sam Crochet, but also this right here, is it her like handmade whatever, and they reposting. So I think it's some kind of like fake, but anyway, fake channels or whatever. The war on Gaza is illegal. Israel is terrorist state. So blah 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 blah. Same as the Ukraine, right? Russia is on the right side of history, says Scott Ritter. Blah 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 blah. But anyway, this is not this. This is all different video. I want to tell you about this right here. So yesterday, I think it happened. So today is January 6th, January 4th, January 5th, somewhere around there. Chechnyan leader and and absolutely bad guy by any standard. By any standard, this is the guy. This is the Islamist fighter. This is a guy who dictator on its own. Even though Chechnya is part of Russia, but he runs his own region. Like just recently, he said we need to do the blood revenge. Meaning, if someone committed a crime in Chechnya and left, and they can't find him, he said he ordered his police to go and kill the relatives of that criminal. So basically it's like, because it's an ancient Islamic tradition, right? So blood for blood, whatever. So recently here, I can play it, but it's gonna be in Russian anyway. Oh wait, it's actually where I found it from, this guy who was talking. But anyway, this is just a picture. So this is a Ukrainian prisoner of war that Chechens took on a notebook, and Scott Ritter obviously watching this with Kadyrov, and Kadyrov says, you take the sanctions off of me, not Russia, just him, just Chechnya and him personally, like, because his mom is under sanctions, obviously, because in Russia, if you look at that, how the regional heads live, like if you look at their declarations of income, right, there's like peanuts there's nothing, but their mom or uncle or stepson, they're all billionaires, and if they ask why, oh well, they're really talented businessmen or businesswomen. But anyway, so Chechnya, Kadyrov's mom under sanctions, his whole family under sanctions. So he did this right here. He got the Ukrainian prisoners saying that the sanctions for Chechnyan leader is illegal, blah blah blah, and he was kind of there's a Russian news channel. It says Russia right here, so it's like #1 Russian federal channel, news channel. So basically he was saying, you take sanctions off of me personally, and I will release the Ukrainian prisoners, not the Russian government, just him as a warlord, right? That's what, if you hear American media, US media, Western media talk about him, he is a warlord, but he's not. He's just a dirtbag. He's just again, if it wasn't under Russia, he wouldn't be probably existing, and if he was existing, it would be some kind of ISIS fighter. So that is who he was. He was actually a terrorist, a fighter against Russia when Chechen war was going on, and not like a normal Chechens back then who were trying to be independent. He was just basically a not suicide fighter, but anyway. So this is what was happening 2 days ago. He brought Scott Ritter for the legitimacy, right? I got American, I'm talking to American government, here's American respected guy because he's on the Judge Napolitano and people in America quoting him, so I gotta be legit, right? Says Kadyrov. Obviously this whole thing today was Kadyrov himself. Released today on January 6th, released another video saying that, oh, psych, no, I was just trolling. Like, legit, he just, not even a video, he just posted an Instagram post saying that, yeah, this whole thing right here, I was just trolling. So, trolling, whatever, Ukrainians, trolling Americans, obviously it's because he was told by Kremlin that no, you stop, because there's some red lines that he's been crossing them for forever, but I guess this one, it was too big of a cross, right? But we know it's not a trolling because he brought Scott Ritter, he's getting paid in Russia, and plus, as a convicted pedophile, he got caught on this whole sting, like Catch the Predator type of deal, when they talk online with the minors and then they trying to come to meet up. Chris Hansen, basically. So except it wasn't televised, it wasn't Chris Hansen, it was before the Chris Hansen days, basically. That's how he got caught. He got convicted 1 year to 5 years for soliciting the abusive relationship, whatever, with the minor, whatever that terminology is. So in Russia, in Russia everything can be bought and sold, so maybe that's why he is in Russia, because in Russia there's no stings like that. In Russia there is actually a legitimate, probably pizza places, if you know what I'm saying, right, where you can go and it's anything goes there. So Scott Ritter likes Russia. Scott Ritter says that Russia is on the side of right. You saw that Scott Ritter always saying that, you know, anything US does, any US policy, any US anything that is negative towards Russia is wrong. US cannot go against Russia. US cannot do anything, and blah 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 blah. He's been pissed about. I guess he started getting pissed at the U.S. government during the Iraq or something like that. He was a Marine for a little bit. He was even in the army. I think he started as army private and then went to become an officer in the Marine Corps. But anyway, he was kind of griping against some stuff in Iraq, and then he got convicted as a pedophile, so he started hating U.S. even more. Blah blah blah, and then he just got on the payroll of Russia. So he lives in Russia. He married to a Russian. He getting paid by Russia. But what I don't like to see is this, and let me show you, because I heard him and he basically just saying stuff. It's, you know, it's not like something that he tells, like, I don't know, something that really smart or not. No, it's here. So Scott Ritter, live from Moscow, Judge Napolitano, right? And Judge Napolitano is a guy who has been respected in the conservative circles in the United States. So obviously, right, judging freedom, blah blah blah. He's been on the Fox News, so people know his name. Even if he comes up in some kind of a context, people kind of listen. Just, you know, believing that he will not invite weirdos on his channel. But here, Scott Ritter. So a lot. And it's Fan Factory. Of course, they're bashing Biden there. That's nothing really new. You know, any current government policies, you know, they gotta be wrong. They can't be right, and blah blah blah. I understand this whole, you know, Democrats against Republicans. You know, with the Republicans in the office, Democrats have to do anything against, and vice versa. But Scott Ritter, he's not playing that. He's not playing Democrats against Republicans. He's playing Russia against the U.S. And basically he's playing Russia against whatever. So he will defend Russia regardless who. I don't know why he actually got against the Israel, because he's not making money there. Maybe just to get him legitimacy that he is an expert in Russia, expert in the Middle East, and blah blah blah. But just, you know, just a warning. Just a warning that I have not heard anything that this guy said that's been truth. On the day one, he said Ukraine's gonna fail, Ukraine's gonna get annihilated, Ukraine need to stop resisting because they'll just get, you know, nuked and blah 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 and blah blah blah. He was saying that all the time just to scare, basically not to scare Ukrainians, scare Americans, and we see how it's going, right? We see what's going on. So anything that he says, I have not seen any of his prediction on the war in Ukraine or Israel, at that matter, getting really any legitimacy behind that, or, you know, his predictions becoming the truth. No, quite opposite. So here, just to let you know about this guy, Scott Ritter, and this is not the guy that needs to be taken really seriously, unless you're really taking him seriously as a threat to the United States, because this is the only thing that he's doing. He's not helping US on any matter. So till the next one.